Everybody, welcome back to Mondays with Mike. It's so nice out. I was actually going to do a change of scenery and shoot this outside, and then the wind just kind of blew me right back in the door. So it's still very much March out there. I still wanted to change up the scenery, so I'm just kind of going off the cuff in my living room here instead of my boring office. Wanted to get you a market update. We are at the end of March, even though it's it still feels like those last remnants of March going out like a lion along with the winter. Spring, as far as the market's concerned, it doesn't feel like it's quite here yet. The buyers are out there. The demand is there, but that's not really a change from the winter. And I don't want to beat a dead horse because everybody has, they have access to news sources, and even like the 6 o'clock news will have stories these days on how the market is very tight for buyers and that we're in a seller's market. But just to shed some light on exactly how tight it is, I want to take a look at as of the end of last month, and I suspect it's maybe just worsened. We were down 3.4% as far as residential inventory goes across Long Island. Year over year, it's almost 25% down from the month we were in last year to now. So that's why you're seeing these lines. I think that if anything, we have more buyers out there. It's hard to get data on how many buyers are looking. I'd have to, I guess, maybe poll some mortgage bankers, and even then, it's not as exact as looking at how many are listed. There are just not that many listings out there, and it's affecting prices. I mean, month over month, the Long Island median home price is only up 0.4% month over month, but year over year, now we're over 16%. Money is still relatively cheap if you're following the mortgage rates. They'll tick up now and again, but not enough to make a material difference. So what's the point? I mean, I don't want to just tell you what you probably already know. I would say that if you're a buyer out there and you're not already working with us, because if you are, you're hearing this every day, make sure that you're prepared. Don't get discouraged by the lines. There's nothing that can be done about them. If they're there, they're there. But make sure you get your homework done ahead of time. You make sure you know what the taxes are. Is there flood insurance? Make sure you have a mortgage banker that's very responsive and can have that pre-approval ready for you. As soon as you get off the line, if the house checks out, go for it. Throw it in, see what happens. I'm actually advising our buyers right now not to consider a house to be a possibility unless and until you have an accepted offer. Because you have to remember, in New York, it's not binding if it's presented correctly and it's an oral offer. We're in that kind of market where you can't say, well, I don't know if this one is perfect, I don't want to put an offer in. Get offers in and disclose that you're making multiple offers and see what happens. See who is willing to accept your terms. You have a chance to get a better look at it, get a home inspection done and look again. It's one of the only ways you could put leverage back on your side in this market. So, and if you're a seller, it's hard to say throw your house on the market. I don't know where you're off to, but if you're leaving Long Island, I would say best advice is just check the market you're planning to go to, and make sure that you're not going to be going into a really tight inventory situation there. If you are, you have to plan differently from, I'm going to have my house sold in 3 days and then, can move right in a month later. It may not be that easy. So we're here to help. We're going to keep our finger on the pulse as best we can. And not too much nuance in the news, just trying to shed some light on the exact numbers, and really hoping we see more of a balance in the market as we hit, spring, and it starts to feel like spring, not just a ridiculously strong, somewhat cold wind. It's getting a little warmer out now, which is great. I think it's going to help bring everybody's spirits up. We're watching the vaccines also, because I think that that's also going to help get some people off the fence. All right, I'm starting to ramble, and I've said all I'm going to say. We'll be back next month, with more topical updates and also more market updates. Be well until then.